Hello, everybody. So, I don't know. I thought I'd take this opportunity. I'm on a walk. I figured I'd take this opportunity to talk about current events. What happened with the Tylenol and Jimmy Kimmel and all this shit. Let's start with Jimmy Kimmel. So, he gets fired. People are talking to Trump about it. And Trump said that Jimmy Kimmel said something very bad about Charlie Kirk. I don't know how broad you want that sentence to be, but he didn't say anything about Charlie Kirk. What he said was that it was a Republican that did it. Republicans he said that it's one of their own, referring to the Republicans, and that they're using this death to score political points, which is factually untrue and just disgusting. If anybody is, it's the Democrats. And not only is Jimmy Kimmel dead wrong, but it turned out that it was definitely not one of the Republicans. It was a far-left lunatic that believed all the stupid far-left rhetoric. I'm not saying there aren't terrorists that belong to both political parties, but at least this one is totally in belonging to the left. And I'm just really confused. I don't know where people get their facts. Let's go this way. I don't know where people get their political facts these days. But everything you're hearing about Jimmy Kimmel getting fired and Charlie Kirk, and there's so much bullshit about it. Like, and everybody complaining, like, oh, the Arnold voice. They're like, oh, they're firing people for talking negative about Charlie Kirk getting shot. This goes against the First Amendment, the freedom of speech or whatever. And it's like, no, it has nothing to do with that. It's that these individuals. No one wants to work with an individual like this. Just like nobody wants to work with a bank robber, right? Or any kind of criminal. No one wants to work with a child molester. And if an innocent guy that bothered people with the things he said gets gunned down in public and you're rejoicing it, like it's I thought the left was supposed to be the freedom of speech people, and they're shooting people for talking. Just talking. And they're these people are never down for a straightforward gunfight either. It's hiding in the bushes, all this bullshit. I know I had another point to make, but I'm forgetting the other point of this video. The Tylenol thing is crazy to me. So, I don't know if everything I'm hearing about the autism and the Tylenol stuff is accurate, but Tylenol does not recommend taking the pill while you're pregnant. Tylenol said that themselves in 2017 on Twitter. So, and there's people that are taking handfuls of it, thinking they're going to be okay, because they don't believe, like, the bazillion here, hang on. These individuals that swallowed a handful of pills, they do it out of spite because they don't believe the things that the government is saying. But the things that the government is saying it's not their opinion. It's not the government's opinion what they're saying about Tylenol. It's what a multitude of experts are saying. It has nothing to do with Trump. And not only that, they blame Jimmy Kimmel getting fired on Trump. It had nothing to do with that. Trump didn't do that. Jimmy Kimmel's, all these left-wing late-night hosts are losing viewers, right? For a multitude of reasons. Partly because they're not very entertaining or funny. Jon Stewart was the last good lefty TV host, right? He was the only one that presented facts and logic. All these other guys now are just fucking retarded. I don't know how to say it. They don't really believe in facts. What the hell is this? Clackamas? What's that? I don't know. Maybe it's a size stamp for the brand that made the sidewalk. Anyway, no, and like I find that people that allow like the politics to get in the way of seeing reality are pretty difficult to understand, because if you're making your ability to swallow a handful of pills about Trump, everyone knew you weren't supposed to take a handful of pills before all this recent Tylenol drama. So how does your psyche get altered because of Trump to the point where you'll swallow a handful of pills because you think he's wrong? You forgot that it was going to kill you in the first place, regardless of Trump, and now you're going to give it a shot because you're political about it. I don't get it. I mean, this is, I hesitate to use the term Trump derangement syndrome because it's like a term that like far right guys like to use. But if you hate Trump so much that you're going to swallow a handful of pills, that's the definition of it. Like, that is absolutely the definition of Trump derangement syndrome. And the whole West Coast is rotten to the core with these fuckers. They're dumb as shit. I mean, there's just nothing left upstairs at all. I don't know why. I don't know if there's just a lot of drug use in parents on the West Coast and it's rotting the brains of people before they can even be conceived. But it seems like the people that are the most angry about this Tylenol stuff seem to have the biggest form of retardation. I don't know what we're... Anyway, that's just my rant.